everybody, this is Sherry Miracle, and this is part 2 of my mini lesson series called Even Odds. And this is for intermediate or beginners who want to add some interest and variety to their fills and to their solo playing by using some odd note groupings. In part 1, we talked about 3-note groupings in 4/4 as 8th notes and 16th notes. Today we're going to talk about 5-note groupings. Now keep in mind, this works with every subdivision and every meter, but starting out in 4/4 or 2/4 or something very, very familiar is always a good way to dive into to this kind of musical experiment, if you will, on creating metric illusion or hemiolas. So if I came to the drum set and just did this, you don't really know what I'm doing unless I tell you what I'm doing, but I could tell you that those are 8th notes, triplets, 16th notes. You don't really know what they are. You just heard an accent pattern, and hopefully you heard they were in 5-note groupings. So when you practice this in the context of 4/4, so you always know where beat 1 is, because if you know where 1 is, hopefully the band will know where 1 is. Or have your metronome clicking with a different pitch on beat 1, and or count out loud. So let's jump right in. So my hi-hat's going to go in quarter notes, and I'm going to do some 8th notes for you right now, just using accents to identify the phrase grouping of 5. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. So it takes clearly each note grouping, each phrase grouping is 5 notes, 5 8th notes, and it takes 5 full measures for us to get back around to the big 1. And that's what hemiolas do. The same number of notes in the phrase equals the number of measures it takes to turn around to the big 1. So let's hear that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Memorize the accent pattern. If you're just going to be using single strokes, memorize where the accents fall in the context of the beat. Now let's hear the same thing in 16th notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that was just using accents. Now the next, besides accents, as I talked about in part 1, you can also use orchestration. So find a 5-note orchestration based on your instrument setup that feels good in your hands and your technique and that you're familiar with sonically, so it sounds good to you. One that I like very much is this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Snare, high tom, 2 notes on the floor tom, and bass drum. You choose the one that you like best. You can use your rims, pick 5 different tones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. That's actually getting us into our next thing, which is going to be a 5-stroke roll. But cymbals. Any pattern that utilizes 5 notes orchestrated to your specific musical taste. Okay, now a 5-stroke roll. What works better than a 5-stroke roll with a 5-note grouping? So let's try that. That's right, left, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, left, left. So let's do that. Yeah, I'll try it in 16th notes. Okay, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sounds pretty good, right? I'm really, really ghosting the doubles and trying to really pop out the accents. I'll do that again. Clearly, again, any orchestration, put in the bass drum, you can even put in the hi-hat, but just always make sure you know where 1 is. That's the key to your success. So have fun with quintuplets and groupings of 5. All right, talk to you later.